Yeah. Same dong sizes?
Well, you have smaller balls, so it's tough to do. The ratio is.
We're back.
Small balls.
Welcome.
Oh.
Yeah, well, you know, I did
Well.
So I guess I have to own it, right?
You brought it up.
I did, out of nowhere.
I would have never even remembered if you hadn't mentioned it.
I bring up a lot of things that I probably shouldn't, but
You and me both, brother.
well, I was telling my boss,
You and me both.
I was telling my boss about the pod, and like, my comparison was, you've seen Private Parts, how like Howard Schurz's wife's just like super pissed that
Sure.
airing all of their personal business,
Sure.
how many times they have sex. Like,
Yeah.
I kind of try to keep my relationship out of it as much as I can, but I air a lot of stuff about myself.
Yeah.
Too much. But I also do that in real life. You know, I meet you in the street, I'm like, hello, I'm Rob, I have small balls.
Small ball Rob.
Right? Yeah, it's fine. My dong's substantial, okay? It's fine. So anyway.
Well, it's a ratio thing, right?
Rob squared.
Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah, the ratio.
Yeah.
Ratio's off. All right, we're going to have some fun, as we always do, right?
Sir, yes, sir.
It's Easter today. Happy
It is.
Easter to you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Happy
Well.
Easter. Yeah, good job. Easter's a joke. But I did have a couple things about Easter that I thought are funny.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it's not funny, but it also ties into Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy. So it's just funny how we kind of start off our, you know, we don't have kids, but we start off our kids' lives. So we had kids, obviously, when they're 3, I'm not going to be like, hey, Santa Claus is bullshit. They got to find this out for themselves, right? Yeah. And like my niece, for instance, is 8. She's in 3rd grade. She still believes in Santa Claus.
I think that's about right.
I stopped in 2nd grade. I was such a badass.
Yeah.
I'm saying, but at this rate, she might believe in Santa Claus until 5th grade, which is kind of crazy, dude. Like,
whoa,
I was trying my first cigarette in 5th grade.
What's true anymore?
You know,
we don't know anymore. Like,
my dad to this day always tells me that he was fingering girls when he was in 6th grade. You know,
I can see that. School. Yeah.
But fingering girls and believing in Santa Claus are 2 different fucking ends of the spectrum.
Probably.
Right.
I think once you bridge one gap.
Yeah, right.
Once you
stop believing in Santa Claus, you automatically get to finger girls.
Either you're getting fingered or you're getting HJ.
Yeah.
And at that point, you're like Santa. Like all I want. I want for Christmas is a hand. Like,
maybe you're getting fingered by Santa.
Oh man. If that happens, then you're in for a world of trouble when you're older.
Right. Okay. So the point I wanted to make though is that we start the lives of our children out by lying to them about Santa Claus. You know, it's all in good fun.
Yeah.
But Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, and fucking Tooth Fairy, dude. And the thing is, all 3 of these people, these things, are breaking into your home.
Sure. Okay,
you know what I mean? So you make these kids real comfortable with like the panic room situation of, well, you're gonna have a fucking intruder.
Just sleep, and the guy's gonna sneak under your pillow and steal a part of your physical body.
Creepiest one, bro. Like creepiest one. And it brings it back to Tommy Boy when he's talking about like, how do you know how good the guarantee in the box is? Because how do you know the guarantee fairy isn't just this glue sniffing crazy person? Like, so like we don't, obviously Tooth Fairy doesn't exist. It's your parents.
Wait,
right?
what?
Oh, here, let me knock a tooth out.
I still haven't had a hand job yet. So I'm still having
right. Oh, okay. Well, you never came from a hand job. So.
Yeah.
Sorry, too much TMI. But so the Tooth Fairy though, like it's a girl.
Well, The Rock.
Yes, and there's also a movie called. There's a scary movie about the Tooth Fairy.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called. Something Falls.
I remember. Right around, I remember in the mid-2000s, right?
For some reason, though, like, I don't know why I was thinking this when I woke up. Like, I just pictured, like, a South Park thing, or almost a Family Guy cutaway of just, like, a fat, bearded guy, like, posing as a Tooth Fairy, like, breaking into your house.
Yeah.
Just, like, got a wig on. Like, I don't know, man. Like, and now, I guess, 2022, the Tooth Fairy is probably a transsexual.
Well,
you know, like, it's genderless.
Well, here's the thing, is the fact that... Like, truth is very objective, right? Subjective.
Mm-hmm.
Subjective. So, like, as a parent, like, do you think it's okay to not play into... Like, if you were let's say you were to have a kid tomorrow.
Yeah.
It was born tomorrow, right?
I think I would let them know because I don't want them to be the last ones to know because they get made fun of in class.
No.
No, kids wouldn't do that.
Tell me any circumstance ever you've ever seen someone get made fun of for believing in Santa.
I used to do it all the time.
Well,
I don't know. I just feel like I want them to be more real. Like, you got to start coming to truths earlier, and like the fact of the matter is Santa Claus isn't real. Sorry to break that to all you guys out there.
I'll disagree. I think that having faith in something that you don't understand is important. And having faith that someone like Santa, there's someone out there that's inherently good, that's doing nothing but good, right? Just dropping off.
Yeah,
gifts.
right.
I think that type of perspective on society is important.
Do you believe that there's no ulterior motive of Santa Claus? Like,
well, that's
is it a tax write-off for him that he gets to deliver these presents?
If it starts getting political with Santa, then I think as society we're fucked.
Yeah,
like we can't have Santa anymore. That's not a good thing.
That is not a good thing. No. Yeah. So, and also Peeps.
Gross.
Yeah, that's part of Easter, right?
Sure.
You don't like Peeps?
The thought of eating a lot of them makes me sick to my stomach.
Yeah, it's all sugar.
Yeah. I mean, it's too much.
So I'm going to shout out the ITL podcast in this league, the guys I told you about that kind of inspired me to know take this leap, right?
Sure.
And they did some funny things in the past, and Bogman's kind of a fat dude. And one of the things was he lost a bet, and his thing was to do the Peep challenge. He'd eat like 2 cases of them.
Oh.
So I think it was probably like 24 Peeps, but that's still a fuckload of Peeps, dude.
Yeah, man.
And so they did the video, and he ate 24 Peeps, dude.
Pretty handily, or?
Yeah, he's a fat dude, so.
Yeah, we don't know how he felt afterwards, right?
Not great.
Man.
So if comment section, if you want me to eat Peeps.
You're trying to be the fat guy.
I don't know. Yeah. If that's gonna get us some variety.
Yeah.
All right. So, anyways, this is Rob Squared talking some NBA here.
Yes. Yeah.
We didn't touch on that yet, but NBA playoffs are upon us.
This is a little bit of a random.
It's a random.
But right now we're in the thick of it, right?
Yeah.
Round 1.
This is Easter night, 10 o'clock. So the last game of all the first round series are 1 game deep. The last game is going on right now. Suns, they're up by 20. They're going to win.
Are they?
So essentially all at least game 1's, in the books. Okay. So still 7-game series, but we just want to talk about who we like, some betting odds, just some narratives and shit.
So how do you think the best way?
Let's start with the Western Conference. Series? Let's start West because I feel like West is less juicy. I know you disagree with me on that. I feel like the West is easier.
I'm willing to. So I have a definitive idea of who I think is going to win, and so that to me that skews the West East thing. But I'm willing to dive into it a little bit more.
So let's go series by series here, and first series we have is what are we going to start? 1-8.
Pals.
Yeah, easy one.
Phoenix Suns versus Pelicans 1 versus 8.
Yeah, most likely going to be a sweep, right?
I would say so. Pelicans won like 36 games last year. Or this year, rather.
Yeah, and I like the core. Be nicer if they had Zion playing, but that speaking of fat people, sorry, Zion.
Okay, I guess because the series we've already decided it might be a sweep. Maybe the Pelicans win 1 game.
Yeah,
I think the thing to discuss is how much do you think Zion would affect?
He wouldn't. I was just making a fat joke.
Okay.
So I mean, and now Pete challenge Zion, bro. He does that for fun. That's like his normal routine. So like Easter's his favorite holiday. He's like, dude, I get to eat cases of Peeps and no one gets to call me fat. Like, it's like for him, Peeps are like a drunk person on like St. Patty's Day.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Or like New Year's Eve.
He dies.
It's like they can't give me shit about getting hammered. It's New Year's or St. Patty's.
Zion's shit in yellow for a week.
His favorite holidays are Easter and fucking Thanksgiving.
Ooh.
Can you imagine how much you think Zion?
I really enjoy Thanksgiving. So
yeah, but how much do you think Zion eats on Thanksgiving, dude? Calories wise.
Yeah,
25,000.
It's crazy because he looks like every time I see him, he's getting fatter, but he's jumping higher. Like,
well, we haven't seen him jump.
He just before the game.
That might have been a moon landing thing.
Oh,
and real quick, we're gonna hopefully release this one in a couple days, but we're gonna start our conspiracy week this week.
Yeah.
Some short episodes, talk about our favorite conspiracies or things we like to talk about. So tune in for that. It's gonna be fun. We have some good opinions, I feel like, and something that people talk about, and these are things they're gonna be talking about for the next 100 years because they're not ever giving any information away on these, right? Like the JFK thing, we know as much now as we knew in 1967.
You don't think that information will come out later?
They've been promising the JFK thing for. Well, let's get into that during the JFK thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, Suns. Suns roll.
What do you think of that?
I feel like the Suns are just super motivated. Where like they're not going to take game off. You know what I mean? They just want to get there. Like
So again, the biggest question to me is what impact would Zion make on the series?
Nothing.
Do you think he's a
playoff
impact player?
Yeah, one game.
You think so?
If he had like actually played this year and wasn't coming, like it's all Ben Simmons argument. Like if he comes back mid-series, this motherfucker ain't doing shit.
Okay, here's a question: trade Zion for Spencer Dinwiddie. They're both playing. So
Dinwiddie on the Pels.
Dinwiddie's on the Mavs.
Yeah, Dinwiddie goes to the Pels. Yeah. No difference.
So
I don't think Dinwiddie. I like Dinwiddie, but he doesn't change any series for me ever.
And Zion doesn't either.
No.
Apparently. Okay. All right.
Down the line, he does. All right. Next series.
Yeah, Suns win. So we both agree on that.
Next series, we have Mavericks and Jazz. Jazz won game one. Originally, you were talking about your bets and how you liked the Mavs as a dark horse for their odds, and I did too. Until fourth quarters. Of course, Luka's in the game, and you explained why you thought it was. They were playing for seeding, but it hurts because now they're not going to win the series.
No.
If he misses the first two games, they're going to be down 2-0. Even if he comes back, he's going to be 75% of himself. Mm-hmm. And you're not winning 4 out of 6 against a Jazz team that has, albeit been disappointing in the past, they're seasoned, right?
Yeah.
They need to win this series because they're going to get blown up either way if they don't make it to the conference finals. And they're not going to because they have to face the Suns next round.
That's a good point, yeah.
But they're, Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, Jordan Clarkson off the bench, Bogdan Bogdanovic.
Conley.
Which Bogdanovic is it?
It's
Bojan.
Yeah,
I get him confused.
Yeah, Bogdan
is yes. Who's the better Bogdanovic? It's tough because Bojan on the Jazz is a bigger player. He's like 6'7". Yeah. Bogdan is like 6'3". He's more of a 2.
He's a bench guard player where Bojan is I think he's more of a essential part.
Can you believe that fucking Sacramento gave up Bogdan for nothing? Just let him go.
Yeah, well, he was. I mean, at the time, I remember it looked like the Hawks overpaid for him.
Yeah.
Now the $25 million a year.
No, it wasn't the Hawks. Didn't he go to a different team first? Then he went to the Hawks. Didn't he go to like the Cavs or some shit?
I don't believe so.
Oh,
we'll have to look up. Either way.
Okay. So obviously we're taking Jazz here.
It
sucks to talk about because Luka's out.
Yeah, the reason I liked the Mavs initially was because the Jazz on the road were under 500 for the year. Mm-hmm. But now, with Luka being out the first 2 games on the road, that kind of negates. I mean, the Mavs have to steal this next game.
Yeah. They have any shot.
I think they have a chance. I think the Jazz are probably the Jazz and Denver in the West, to me, are 2 of the teams that are jockeying for the outside of the Pels, I suppose. Like they're, I mean, yeah. Either way, Jazz for sure. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. Okay. Before I overthink it. Yeah. Jazz.
All right. Getting on to the Warriors and Nuggets. 3-6. We saw the Warriors looking pretty close the first half of that game, and then the Warriors just pulled away.
Sure.
Steph Curry came off the bench, didn't even play well.
Yeah.
He missed his first 5 shots. He's still getting his sea legs on him.
That was a big reason, yeah.
Jordan Poole's great.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, dude. They have Kuminga apparently is really good.
Yeah.
The guy they drafted.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. He didn't play college last year. Did he play G League or was he like a European?
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, because he was the 7th overall pick. And I didn't hear much. I've heard Bill Simmons talk about him quite a bit. And he's only 6'6", but he's like a Draymond Green type.
He was the 7th overall.
Yeah.
Pick? No.
Yeah.
Shit.
And he doesn't have a college on his name, so I don't know if he was.
And then they had a kid 2 years ago.
They have Poole. Yeah, the one guy Wiseman isn't even playing.
Yeah.
And they took Wiseman over fucking Anthony Edwards, dude. Ugh. Anthony Edwards is a baller, dude.
I mean, I get that because you had Wiggins, but either way.
Anthony Edwards, though, is like a fucking Dwayne Wade athletic comp.
See,
bigger Dwayne Wade.
Okay, but in those scenarios, like, it's easy in hindsight to say they should have drafted Edwards because he's the best player. Obviously the best player.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
they didn't
for the team. Yeah, they were coming off of a Durant season when they drafted Wiseman.
Wiseman is 1 more year away from becoming Greg Oden, so it appears that way.
No, I think it's. I mean, look at every single player now if they're hurt.
No, but here's the problem with James Wiseman is he was a super raw player, right? Has all the tools, 7-footer that can hit threes, but he needs on-court experience. And if he keeps on neglecting that and I can't see the floor, he's not going to get better at playing one-on-one drills. So, you know what I'm saying? It might be a good find for someone else in 3 years.
Here's the argument I'll make is Joel Embiid for the first 3 years.
Right, but he's not Joel Embiid. So.
But he's not.
Apparently, he was drafted higher than Joel Embiid, though. So
yeah.
I guess we'll see on that one.
Yeah, it's not a Wiseman thing. It
wasn't a Wiseman pick.
Oh. I don't know. I haven't really seen him play too much.
I've seen him. I like his game. He's versatile. He's long. He's almost like a more skilled Mobley, who you love.
Mobley's.
Yeah. I love how he's lefty too.
Mobley's quickly become one of my favorite players in the NBA.
I just love the lefties. It's just so nice.
Yeah. I didn't realize Mobley was lefty. Like he's solid average. Like I don't see a flaw in Mobley's game.
People always comment that I'm not ambidextrous, but I've been bowling lefty this year, doing pretty well. I mean, I had some nice games. This might be too much information if I preface it with that, but I cannot pleasure myself with my left hand.
Oh.
Never have.
Yeah.
I mean, I can touch it, but I can't.
Yeah, I can reach it.
Yeah, it doesn't work. So it's confusing to me that I can bowl lefty and I can throw a football lefty, but I can't do that lefty.
Yeah, creatures of habit.
Yeah.
When you're in those moments, you're not looking for longevity when you're self-servicing. You're looking for a quick result.
Yes.
So
my thing is, if I broke my hand, could I actually successfully do it lefty?
Oh yeah. All right.
Think so?
I've
Well, you're speaking of your own. I don't know if I can.
You could. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna do a challenge here on the next episode. We'll blur it out.
Also,
it's gonna be a Rob's ropes. Also, it ties into everything, right? Like.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I think humans super adaptable. Masturbating with your left hand is not something that is out of the realm of possibility.
It's great NBA time.
But Warriors, Denver. So watching the first half of the game,
you texted me.
Yeah. Watching Jokic, I'm like, he's better than I remember. He's better than I thought. He's super strong. But Aaron Gordon, then I watched Aaron Gordon in the second quarter. I'm like, all right, that was not a good wager there. So I'm not going to touch that game. The Warriors should take it.
Well, the Nuggets are weird. They don't have a second best player. You know what I mean? It was obviously Jamal Murray, who's not playing. It was supposed to be Michael Porter, who they gave it max contract to, which was a terrible contract regardless, because that guy's a bum, bro.
Yeah.
He just is not a gamer.
He might come back, yeah.
He's the opposite of Matt Corral.
Well.
Neither of them are coming back. They shouldn't come back, because they're not getting anywhere this year. And Jokic
I think they could beat the Warriors.
The problem is it's going to take so much from Jokic just to beat the Warriors, and he's played in 79 games this year. He played 82 games last year. Like, I love Jokic. I'm just saying he's in better shape this year, but you can only do so much, and they're burning his ass out. And like, he cannot go 4 series of just doing this in the playoffs. You know what I mean?
I disagree with that. I think he can do it, but it requires more, especially when you're playing someone like this.
Warriors.
Yeah, the Warriors. Jeez Louise, the Warriors. I mean, they pretend like they don't have any veteran experience, but they have Klay Thompson.
Yeah, Draymond,
Steph, and
Jordan Poole,
Looney.
apparently.
Yeah, well,
best player ever.
Not playoffs.
You know what I'm saying? He's just amazing.
All those is Denver has the best player. Like, to me, head and shoulders the best player in Jokic. But then the second, third, and fourth best player are on the Warriors. So that's the bottom line. If somehow Aaron Gordon stopped, not even gonna put, but if someone like
Monty
Porter,
Morris,
Jamal Murray, even if Jamal Murray was out there, then all of a sudden now you might have the second or third.
If he was healthy, yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
100%.
Yeah,
that'd be
the Warriors.
Yeah, we're taking Warriors probably in 5 here.
Yeah.
All right, 2-7. We have Memphis and Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota won game 1.
Yeah,
John Morant's still coming back from that ankle injury.
Mm-hmm.
I saw he had a really nice start. He ended up with 34 points.
Yeah.
But I was watching the end of the game, and I saw he had 1 field goal from 3 minutes. With 10 minutes left in the third quarter, he had 1 field goal the rest of the game.
Yeah.
And it's tough for him because he's got Pat Bev fucking guarding him.
Sure.
Which eventually he's going to destroy Pat Bev, but he's obviously just not hitting his jump shot, and that's going to come. I love John Morant, and that team, dude, Desmond Bane, bro, they have almost too many players. Is the problem with Memphis. So they're gonna have to do a 3-for-1 or a 4-for-1.
Yeah,
and
they have a lot of B players.
So many B
Ja's
players.
A,
Yeah.
And they have
And Jaren Jackson's an A,
B plus,
probably. Yeah,
B
yeah.
plus, yeah.
But after that, they just have a bunch of like Desmond Bane's in their future. But they have Slow-Mo, Kyle Anderson.
Yeah.
They have Tyus Jones as their backup point guard. They have a bunch of pros.
Yeah, I think a good way to say if they're A or B is, could you get a first round draft pick for them?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
Obviously you can for Ja. You get 4.
Right. Yeah.
Jaren Jackson.
Probably 1 or 2.
Yeah, definitely 1. Probably.
Desmond Bane looks like he can get 1 because he's a young guy.
Maybe so, but like.
But they have too many, and they also have draft picks. So like that team's on the up and up.
Yes.
And like what they need to do though is maybe throw in their first round pick, throw in 2 of their other guys, even a Desmond Bane.
For who? Like what do you think that the Grizzlies need to improve
For
on?
a player like Bam, well maybe not Bam Adebayo because it's the same position as Triple J, but give me a player like Siakam. Right?
Like a long wing.
Yeah, 3. Give me a 3. If you can have Siakam, Triple J, and fucking Ja.
Plus all those young guards.
And then all the other guys, right? You trade Bane, your first round pick for Siakam.
Adams, yeah.
Love it, dude. That's what they need to do for next year. And like the thing is, who do you think they're going to beat Minnesota? They are down 1-0. I still like them in the series.
Yeah.
It's going to go 7, which really sucks for them because if they have to go 7, and then you have the Warriors winning in 4 or 5,
yes,
and then you get Steph rested, they're going to lose to the Warriors.
Well,
right?
no, let's talk about Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm talking about the Grizzlies. Like if they have to go 7 to win the series, it doesn't help their chances going forward. I think they're still a year early. They were a Cinderella story in the regular season.
All right. Grizzlies 3 best players: Ja, Triple J, Bane.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
3 best players on Minnesota: Cat,
Ant-Man, and then probably D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah, Russ is the 3rd best player.
Yeah.
So to me, when I'm looking at that, I agree with you that the Grizz are an up-and-coming team. They're probably a year or 2 away. And I'm looking at it, to me, Ja's the best player on the court. Or Cat, really.
Yeah, no, Ja's the best player.
I agree. Yeah, Ja, I agree. But then to me, it's Cat. And 3rd is Russ, D'Angelo Russell to me. And then Anthony Edwards.
Okay.
And then
the
Jaren Jackson.
Yes. Okay.
So I think that
So
out of the 4 best players on
You're
Minnesota,
taking Minnesota.
I will. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't want to do it because they won this tonight,
No, but
like
they showed some. I mean, the fact they won that game when Cat had the worst game of all time against the Clippers in the playing game.
Yeah,
right?
I think Cat's the biggest difference maker.
Cat's good.
Yeah, I think John.
He needs this, dude. He needs to show
I'm
off.
going. Yeah, I'll go Mini. I'm confident in taking Mini.
All right, so now we're going to go to the second round here. We're projecting Suns versus Jazz.
Yeah.
I do like the Jazz, and I'm going to say I think it's a 6 or 7 game series.
Jazz to win?
No, but I think they're gonna win some games.
Okay.
And all it's going to take is they're 1 injury away from the Suns from winning that series. I'll tell you that much. That's how close it's going to be. If Chris Paul goes down, if Devin Booker
I
goes
like
down,
the matchup for the Jazz against the Suns.
You too. Rudy Gobert. And the thing is, they can actually play Rudy Gobert because the Suns play a lot of bigs. They always have 8 out there.
Suns are just so long. They just wing after wing.
Yeah, my boy Mikal Bridges.
Campaign with Bridges with who's the vet?
Crowder.
They're so long. Yeah. They're nothing but wings. And even Ayton
and with Chris Paul, who is the best decision maker of all time.
They have the best backcourt in the league.
I was telling my dad on the phone, I was like, we were talking about how the NBA is so much better now than it's ever been. Chris Paul doesn't have a ring. And Chris Paul, not only it's like he was playing those fucking Clippers teams, dude, with prime Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan, who was fucking amazing. Lob City, dude. Like, they should have won one. They were close. I'm saying, he's played on some really good teams.
I'll argue that those teams were exciting. They weren't as good. They're going to win a lot of
I agree. Games. But would you agree that Chris Paul is a top? He's Chris Paul or Isaiah? Chris Paul or John Stockton?
Oh, CP.
Okay.
CP is probably the best point guard that I think of our lifetime.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to talk like a pure point guard, plus he's getting better with age.
Isaiah Thomas or Chris Paul?
I don't remember IT, so.
But he won 2 championships. One of the best defensive guards of all time.
Yeah, so I'll reference the way other players view IT, and it's not. I mean, well, it is.
Well, it's because he was a legendary douchebag.
Yeah. So either way, I mean, that's all I do is based on other people's opinions. Okay. I respect it. For me, CP is like the premier point guard. Like all 2,000 later, like it has to be CP, right? Maybe AI, like
right. CP is just the all around player. So who are you taking in the series?
The
Suns in what, 5 maybe? 6?
6. I think.
Okay.
Well, no, 5. Suns
all right.
5. Suns 5.
All right. Now we're looking at.
You got Suns too?
Yeah. And now I have Memphis. You have Minnesota versus Golden State.
Man,
I'm still taking Warriors over both those teams. It's easy to me. They're going to be rested because I feel like they're going to have an easy series.
I did not expect. I'm taking Minnesota.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So here's
moly.
what I'm seeing. They have no matchup for Cat. I don't care about Draymond and whatever.
True, but Cat also doesn't go in the block very much. So
he can though. I mean, Cat is if he. I don't. The Warriors are good. Like it's gonna be. This is a series that'll probably go 6 or 7 games. But something about Minnesota. I think Minnesota. I'm particularly a big man, like a good, versatile big man. I think I still believe that's the key to having a solid team. Unless you have someone like Kobe or
right.
Kawhi or LeBron. Like those are the exceptions to the rule where you can get away with it. But I'll take Minnesota. I think Cat's too much of a problem. D'Angelo Russell's good. That Anthony Edwards is a stud. They're deep.
I like it. Ballsy. Cat's is ballsy. Ballsier than me, I'll say that much.
I'm with you. Yeah. I up to this point, I never thought I had Minnesota out of the play-in.
Yeah.
But
no, you didn't.
Honestly, I'm looking at these other teams. I don't.
Yeah.
If it was Denver, I would say Denver over Minnesota.
Wow.
But I think Minnesota matches up well. I just think they mismatch well against. I mean, it's tough to say that now that I'm expecting the Warriors to beat Denver in the first round and Jokic is the Minnesota. But no, I'll take Minnesota. I think Minnesota.
Well, that's because Jokic is by himself.
This is more of a anti-Warriors, I suppose.
I can tell.
Yeah.
All right, so you're gonna have Minnesota. I'm gonna have the Warriors, and then obviously both of the Suns in that matchup. This is real tough for me. I feel like it's a 7-game series, believe it or not.
Warriors Suns.
Yes, for me. The X factor is Steph Curry, and if he can play himself back to health and get the proper rest that's needed, which he's gonna get, hopefully they sweep Denver and he'll get that rest. And especially if he's going to play with Minnesota, I know you like that's going to be should be an easy series. It should be, but pedigree, right? An easy series for them because that'd be a win for Minnesota if they just get out of the first round, dude. With that young core they have.
Yeah. With Minnesota, I liked people were making fun of how they celebrated after that game when they won the first play-in.
Yeah. Well, good for them.
Well, but why is that a negative thing?
Playoff game.
The fact that they care that much, like they're that like.
Well, because the thing is, I think they like Cat. The thing is, teammates like him, and Cat's been shit on forever, right? Jimmy Butler shit on him when he was there. Remember that?
No.
Oh, Jimmy Butler's like him and Wiggins. Jimmy was like, I got to get out of here because they were really young at that point.
Yeah.
And he's like, they're not winners. They're not winners. They don't have what it takes. Oh. Remember the whole practice thing when he challenged him in practice? He switched his jersey. There's no reports, but he switched his jersey and he's like, fuck these bums.
Okay.
And it looked good when Jimmy Butler had the year with Miami when he was going toe-to-toe with LeBron. Mm-hmm. But since then, also, Jimmy Butler went to Philly and couldn't make it work. So, Jimmy Butler acts like he's Kobe Bryant. But he's not. And I like Jimmy Butler, man. Sure. We're Bulls fans. So, we love Jimmy. We love where he came from. Marquette guy. Second-round pick guy.
Yep.
Averaged fucking 4 points a game his first year. He's only improved his game.
Yeah, first 2 years he averaged. It was 4, then 8. And then
that's just who he is, and that's the reason he is an all-star player. Don't get me wrong, because his ability isn't quite up to his performance.
Yeah.
He overachieves. But
is Butler an all-NBA player?
Now, or was he?
This year.
No.
Right now
No, not this year.
So he's not one of the
Butler's got a lot of miles, dude. He played with Tom Thibodeau, so whenever you play under Tom Thibodeau, Luol Deng, these guys get fucking worn out.
Is Butler a guard, right?
He's a 3 or a 2.
But where do you think
on that team he's a 3?
No, he's probably a 2 on that.
No, because they have Duncan Robinson, Kyle Lowry, and Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero. That's a fun name to say. Say it 10 times fast.
No.
Fucking anyway, all right, so okay, then your thing is Minnesota versus Suns, and you can't tell me you're taking Minnesota.
No, I'll take the Suns.
Probably in 5 or 4.
I think if Minnesota gets there, I think they'll be way too happy to be there.
Yeah.
And the Suns are on a
Right.
mission.
And I'm going to take the Suns, but I really, really do want to take Golden State.
Really?
Just because I just know, like, Steph Curry's had a down year. Remember how hot he was early in the year? He's had a career-low shooting percentage from three. Klay Thompson's getting his legs under him. And if Draymond Green's healthy, I think they have the depth. Jordan Poole, again, the Poole man.
Yeah.
So he's so Poole, man. He's the coolest guy I've ever met. That's terrible. But no, I like the role players had to step up various times throughout the year when Klay wasn't back, and they got the experience they needed, and they have X factors that they can bring off the bench. So, and the thing is, Steph Curry, he is still capable of winning 4 games in a series by shooting 48% from three, by going for 46 points on 21 shots, those kind of things.
Yeah.
And Klay Thompson, gives Steph a little bit more room to operate, I suppose. I'm still taking the Suns, but it's going to be, I say 7 games. So at that point, it's a coin flip, but if I'm going to have to choose a team, I'm going to take the Suns, because for this exercise I have to.
All right,
but I'm saying 7 games close, like kind of like the end of the Nets-Celtics game, like that, those kind of games.
Yeah.
And that's not a popular opinion because the Suns are obviously even odds. They're even money just to win the West, which is crazy,
Not anymore. Now they're negative 127.
There you go. Why? Because they won 1 game? Or?
Well, this is before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think this is when they paid.
So we both.
Once the Pelicans got into the.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So we both have the Suns. We're gonna come back in a little bit and do the Eastern Conference.
So before we cut that off, I want to ask about the Warriors. So to me, what I thought made the Warriors special was they bucked the trend. Like they were shooting more threes. They were Steph Curry changed the game, right? When they became good and relevant and unbeatable was when they kind of bucked the trend. To me, it feels more like the Warriors are now part of the trend. Like it feels like they're like, if anything, trend would be someone like Cat, like coming in, like blowing up.
Right.
I think that's why I'm so stuck on like teams like Minnesota or in the East like Philly. Because
spoiler alert,
Embiid, like those teams, yeah, sure, but those teams are like resonate more with me. I think they're more hungry. Like it feels like the Warriors are going through the motions almost at this point. Like they're procedural.
I see.
They're not hungry. Like if they came up against a team like the Suns, I think that hunger is what pushes the Suns.
Suns are exceptionally hungry.
I think they are so desperate to get not only CP a ring, but to put Booker on the back.
In the Pantheon.
Because I watch.
And they're role guys, Jay Crowder's been through the fucking ringer, dude. He's played a lot.
But it's about CP and Book.
Yeah.
Because CP, obviously, everyone, like a lot of the vets respect him, right? They say who do you think deserves a ring? It's CP.
Right.
Anyway, but what is fascinating to me is I watch Kevin Durant's podcast, The Boardroom, and I watch on Volume YouTube. It's the Volume Network, I think, or it's called The Volume. It's on YouTube, the podcast network. Draymond Green's, and they'll talk about like Draymond Green's is especially important to watch, I think, because he will straight up ask like, all right, tell me like about this contract. Like he'll get Klay Thompson or Steph Curry to openly talk about their contracts and their feelings, where Durant is still worried about his name.
Yeah, Durant's soft as fuck.
But Durant, it's interesting because when he does open up, like with JJ Redick's podcast, like he was on JJ Redick's, and they'll talk about like the game now versus then, or who's difficult to guard, or what's easy about the game now. In those moments of vulnerability, like you see Durant open up, but Draymond will say whatever the fuck he wants, whenever he's trying to be a professional interviewer. But my point being is that both those guys, when they ask about like who's really good, like shit talking, who's a guy that doesn't get the respect, it's always Devin Booker every single fucking time.
Yeah, people compare him to
Booker.
Kobe.
Like whose game do you just love watching? Booker.
Mm-hmm.
Like yeah, so the respect he gets. I see the skill, but I don't see what other players see in him. So this is more of I'm going to rely on what
right. They know what they're talking about.
Pros or like the guys that are actually playing the game. I'm going to rely on what they're saying. Plus, they won fucking 67 games. Like,
yep.
This is a Bill Simmons.
Yeah, you heard that when you were saying the teams that won that many games.
75% of the time they win the championship.
Yep.
Like, what the fuck?
It's an outlier if they don't.
Yeah,
Someone
what
gets hurt,
the
right?
fuck? Like the Warriors that lost to LeBron are one of them. So
And it's
take
also
that
their
off.
record in close games is just like one of the best of all
But
time.
that
so.
is nuts. Like you're shooing for the
I
finals.
got this man referencing Bill Simmons. I love it.
Yeah, well,
All right, that's squared.